Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to watch this video. Tonight we'll be discussing the most critical question: who is eligible to operate in the retail sector? And we'll be using the Constitution of Ghana as a guide. Please do stick with me. If you are watching from TikTok, please do click on the plus button to follow us. And if you are watching on YouTube, please click on the subscribe button. And thank you so much for doing that. Now, the 1992 Constitution promotes economic freedom and private enterprise. It gives Parliament the power to restrict certain sectors to favor Ghanaians or to protect Ghanaians' interests. Hence, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act reserves the retail sector for Ghanaians, with some exceptions. So we'll be reading from our constitution to see what the law really says regarding foreigners in retail business. And let's start with that. So at 865 of Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act 2013, Section 27, Clause 1. So I'm reading downwards. A person who is not a citizen or an enterprise which is not wholly owned by a citizen shall not invest or participate in. Now mentioning the list. A. The sales of goods or provisions of services in a market, petty trading or hawking or selling of goods in a store or any place. B. The operation of taxi or car hire service in an enterprise that has fleet of car less than 25 vehicles. C. The operation of a beauty salon or barber shop. D. The printing of recharge card cards for the use of subscribers of telecommunication services. E. The production of exercise books and other basic stationery. F. Retail of finished pharmaceutical products. H. The production, supply and retail of sachet water. And H. All aspects of pool, betting business and lotteries except football pool. Okay, so those are the sectors that are restricted for foreigners. You must be a Ghanaian to operate in these sectors I mentioned above. Now let's look at the exception for foreigners in section 28, and I read starting with clause 1. A person who is not a citizen may participate in an enterprise other than an enterprise specified in section 27 if that person. So what this means is that you can participate in any other enterprise other than the ones I mentioned above, but there are still conditions. A. In the case of a joint enterprise with a partner who is a citizen, invest a foreign capital of not less than 200,000 United States dollars in cash or in goods. So if you are partnering with a Ghanaian, a foreigner, let's assume an American is partnering with a Ghanaian to operate a business in Ghana here, not just retail, any kind of business. The business must have 200,000 United States dollars capital, either in cash or in goods, for you to be able to operate, but not the retail sector, any kind of business at all. B. Where the enterprise is wholly owned by that person, invest a foreign capital of not less than 500,000 United States dollars in cash or in goods relevant to the investment, or a combination of both ways of equity capital in the enterprise. What this one means is that in the case the business is owned by the foreigner, no Ghanaian has any share in it. The business is wholly owned by that person. The person is supposed to have a capital of not less than 500,000 United States dollars, either in cash or in goods, and that money will have to be in relation to the business for you to be able to operate. And that also applies to any other sector, not the retail. This is general. Now the clause 2 gives a specification for the retail sector as a foreigner, and you have to pay key attention to this because that is what we are dealing with this evening. I read, a person who is not a citizen may engage in a trading enterprise if that person invests in the enterprise not less than 1 million United States dollars in cash or in goods relevant to the investment. So this is it. That is it. If you are a foreigner, you want to operate in the retail sector, that is the trading sector. That is when you import goods, then you sell them directly to customers in smaller quantities. That is what the retailing is about. If you are a foreigner and you want to operate in that sector, you are required to have a capital not less than 1 million United States dollars, either in cash or in goods, for you to be able to operate. And there's another condition. So you listen. For the purpose of this section, they are defining trading. For the purpose of this section, trading in quote include the purchasing and selling of imported goods and services. An enterprise referred in subsection 2 shall employ at least 20 skilled Ghanaians. The subsection 2, which talk of the enterprise owning at least 1 million United States dollars. Additionally, the enterprise should also employ at least 20 skilled Ghanaians for you to be able to operate. 5. The minimum foreign capital required of this section shall not apply to the foreign spouse of a citizen of Ghana to the extent that a. The foreign spouse is or has been married to a citizen of Ghana for minimum period of 5 years continually, or holds an indefinite residence permit prior to registration of the enterprise. What this section is saying is that if you are a foreigner married to a Ghanaian, be it the husband or the wife, this does not apply to you. You are a foreigner, you are married to a Ghanaian, and you are living in Ghana. This doesn't apply to you. The restrictions above doesn't apply to you. You can operate business without any restriction. The B, the marriage, and they are giving the conditions. It's not just any 2 by 4 marriage, it must be proper marriage. B, the marriage has to be duly verified as having been validly conducted, and the foreign spouse is ordinary citizen, and the foreign spouse is resident in Ghana. So the marriage will have to be 5 years or more continuously, and you must also be living in Ghana as at the time of registering the business. Yes, and you must have a residence in Ghana. And they are given another exception. A citizen of Ghana who loses the citizenship by reason of assumption of citizenship of another country shall not require to comply with the minimum capital requirements of this section. So if you are a Ghanaian citizen and you acquire a Canadian citizenship by naturalization, which will require you to lose your Ghanaian citizenship, meaning you are not a Canadian by citizenship, but you were born in Ghana, just that you lost your citizenship because you assumed citizenship of another country. This law does not apply to you. The capital requirement does not apply to you. You can operate your business without any restriction. Export, trading, and other enterprises are exempted by this law. Section 29 plus 1. The minimum capital requirement specified in Section 28 does not apply to A. Portfolio investment, or B. An enterprise set up solely for export trading and manufacturing. For the purpose of this section, export trading in quote includes export of goods or produce that originate from Ghana. So if you are manufacturing things and exporting them, things that are made in Ghana, these rules of capital restriction does not apply to you, and you are good to go, whether you are a foreigner or a Ghanaian. And if you are a Ghanaian and you rent out your shop to a foreigner who does not comply with these rules, you also stand a chance of being punished by law if you are caught. So tonight, that is what the law says about retailing in Ghana. And before you start, and before you think of starting a retailing business in Ghana, make sure you comply with all these rules. If you're a Ghanaian, there's no restriction for you. Just make sure you get your business registered. And if you are not a Ghanaian, please make sure you comply with this rule. Remember, for retailing, you are required to have a capital of not less than 1 million United States dollars, be it cash or in goods. And you're also supposed to employ at least 20 skilled Ghanaian workers for you to be qualified to operate in the retail sector. So basically, that is it. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. If you haven't subscribed yet, we urge you to do so, and please follow us on TikTok as well, and share this content to any foreigner you know is doing business here in Ghana. A big shout out to Nana Yasasu for bringing this comment up, which gave me the opportunity to enlighten all of us on what the law says about retailing. Thank you so much. A big shout out to you. Once again, this is Gifted Media English. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do give us a subscription. And if you are watching from TikTok, please do give us a follow. Thank you and bye for now.